Hi everyone, welcome to Luci's Indian Cooking. We're going to be making recipes out of this vegetarian Indian cookbook by Madhur Jaffrey. I'm your host, Luci Keller. Hi. This is my co-host, Luke Miles. And the first recipe we are going to be making is black-eyed peas with cilantro and green chilies. So let's get started. First thing first, because I've yet to acquire a can opener, Luke is opening our cans of black-eyed peas with a spoon, a measure that we used previously to open tomato sauce, so we know it works. So go, Luke. It's probably going to take him a little while. So while Luke's still working on opening those cans, I'm going to get started prepping our ingredients by chopping them. First, I'm going to chop 2 green chilies. The recipe calls for 2 to 4. But I know these little suckers are hot, so I'm going to go on the low side for now. Next, I'm going to chop half of an onion into fine half rings. Make sure you always save your skins and tops of onions to make homemade vegetable broth. Alright, there's our onion. Now I'm going to chop the cilantro. So I've got my nice big bunch of cilantro here. This recipe calls for a lot, so I'm going to rip off a big section of this and go from there. Okay, that looks perfect. Other ingredients in this recipe include half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, a single dried hot red chili. It calls for tomato sauce, but in order for Luke to not have to open another can, we're going to use just a little bit of this nice box of tomato soup, which is basically tomato puree anyway, so I'd say we're good. And also a little pinch of asafoetida, which is this right here. It is, to my understanding, the ground inner core of a type of tree in India, which is really interesting. It has a very different taste, and you only put about just a pinch, so it's not something you put a lot in like you would cumin. So we've got our black-eyed peas rinsed, so now we need to start frying up some of these ingredients I chopped. First, I'm just going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil to the pan. And 3. These Indians like their oil, let me tell you.
Especially oil of olive.
Turn the heat down a little bit. Let it get hot for a second. We're going to start by adding our asafoetida, just a pinch. And then we are going to add our cumin seeds immediately after. We're going to let those sizzle for just a second, and they might pop, which is a little scary. We're going to throw in that chili, and as soon as it gets dark, we're throwing in our onion. Should all be a pretty quick process. I'm going to add my dash of asafoetida. I'm going to add my cumin seeds. Woo! Get my spoon out of here. Let those sizzle for just a second. Y'all, if you've never had a cumin seed, I highly recommend it. You have never tasted such a strong cumin flavor until you've tasted a cumin seed. It's really life-changing. Okay, I'm going to add the chili. Okay, now I'm going to add my chili. My cumin seeds are starting to get a little brown. So we're supposed to let this dude basically get hot. I'm not really sure what a dried whole chili adds to the recipe, but it's in almost every single one, so it must do something. Woo! And these suckers get black fast. I'm trying to flip it over so y'all can see. I'm struggling. See that black? turn my heat down a little bit, and now I'm going to...
Oh, we're smoking.
We're smoking. Alright. Time to add the onions.
So I see that you cut the onion into long sticks. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, that's what they said to do in the recipe. I thought it was pretty interesting. But we're supposed to cook them for a little while until they get nice and caramelized, so it should be pretty good. Woo! We are rolling! Okay, so as you can see, our onions are looking awesome, super brown and bubbling. So we're going to go ahead and add our green chilies and all that cilantro right in there. Yeah, get a little help from the sous chef. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also going to add a tablespoon of our tomato soup. Ooh, that's a nice sound. And now I'm ready to add my black-eyed peas. This is going to be a filling meal. So I'm just going to let these cook up for a few more minutes and then I'm going to plate it. So we've got it all dished up. Underneath it, I put a little bit of brown rice that I already steamed, and I know brown rice isn't typically Indian, but I like it a lot better, so we're going with that. A little extra cilantro to garnish, and a little whole milk plain yogurt to cool our mouths down. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Yeah, the first flavor that hits you is that cilantro. Woo! Quickly followed by the spiciness of the green chilies. I can taste the cumin. Top notch. 10 out of 10, recommend.